Welcome, blessed souls, to this full moon in Gemini reading. This reading to me feels more important than almost any reading I've done this year, because this is the reading where we are asking Spirit, what do we need to release, let go, and leave behind in 2025? As of this moment, we're 27 days away from 2026. So much has gone on, so much has happened. So we are in the reflective energy, asking Spirit, asking our guides the tough questions. And I tell you now, if you're not ready to hear the answer, it's okay. Maybe come back another day when you're feeling up to it, when you're feeling a little stronger, feeling more in your soul, in your spirit. This reading came together because I had a moment, a come to Jesus, if you will, by one of my favorite readers. And it was some serious tough love. But I felt grateful for it. I had a massive turnaround. I felt like I released and let go of more than I can even express to you. So I urge you to be bold and brave so that you can walk into 2026 free. February 17th, we're going to have the year of the horse come in, and the year of the horse represents freedom. So right now, we have a little over 2 months to fully release and let go. But this moon is significant. Not only is it the last full moon of 2025, but it's a supermoon. And I don't know the scientific jargon, but I read an article that stated something about the power of this moon, the intensity of this moon, and that we won't see another full moon with this ambiance, brightness, energy, intensity until 2042. It's interesting, isn't it? It's a long way away, but it'll go by in a flash. What is it that you need to leave behind and say goodbye to fully step into your life and your next chapter? In front of you, we have reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3. Check in the description box for timestamps, and I'll see you over at your reading. Welcome, reading 1. Hopefully you watched the intro. It was a nice, short and sweet one. And I just want to preface this by letting you know that I am down for the count. Ooh, when I looked up, it was 333. So your angel number to work with is 333. And I would say I'm fighting something, but I think it's fighting me. Anyway, so you'll probably hear me drinking a lot of water and talking a little more quiet. And my energy, even though it's a full moon and I'm a moon baby, I definitely am feeling this kind of almost somber energy, because I feel like these readings, anytime we have to release something, even if we know we need to do it, it's not always an easy thing to do. So, also, when I looked down, I saw 420, and 420 is the handle for cannabis, marijuana, weed, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know if that's going to play into this, but it was interesting the way it came out. So I'm going to flip over your card. So let's see, what is it that you need to release at this time? Oh, wow. Silent Night. By the way, this is from the Seasons of the Witch, the Yule Oracle. It's not quite Yule yet, but I'm not surprised that they're having me use this deck because it's so festive and real time. It's December 4th. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. I can hear it coming in now. I can really hear this cold flu, whatever this silly thing is coming in. Anyway, so number 32 is the number of the card. And 32 is also the number 5. And 5s are about change and transformation. It says, if by night the world should sleep, a sleep so deep the silence be deafening, there would sound nothing at all nothing would sound. So let's put this here and we're going to read from the book. Actually, I'm going to leave that candle there so we can use it to read. I actually do have my, let me see if they want me to, do we want to put the flash on? They don't want me to put the flash on. Okay. So let me get to the book. Interesting that when I paused it to get the book, it was at 6:07, which is also the number 13, but also 6 and or 7 might mean something too. Okay, so let's see here. Let's zoom in so you guys can see it. So our keywords are meditation, peace, and stillness. And it's on page 105, so even that could be an angel number. I'm feeling a lot of witchy power from you guys, so these angel numbers might be really significant. If it's not, don't make it your story, you know, just let it fly by. And it's interesting that a lot of their decks, they have like an upright and a reverse. And on this one, they don't, but I think it's interesting because reading 2 and reading 3 were in, I pulled them in reverse. And I was like, oh, I wonder what the reverse meaning would mean. So I don't know why that was meant to be said, but I feel like that might mean something to somebody. So we'll see what happens in the book, what it says. I'm going to bring this candle up here. Okay. Well, that's just silly. Oh, here we go. I'm like, Spirit, this is silly. I need to be able to read. Okay, perfect. You are being guided to pause, to reevaluate your situation. Now is not the time to move forward with your plans just yet, and you may even find your goals coming to a complete standstill. Something isn't working, and you need this time to reassess your progress before moving forward. You may even need to release your situation altogether and consider a new path to your desires. Interesting that release is in there. We were talking about that in the beginning, that this is the full moon, the last full moon of 2025. And what do you need to release, let go of, and leave in 2025 moving forward? So this is interesting. It says, Silent Nights offers further guidance. Take this time to meditate and find inner peace. You could be stuck in an old repeating patterns that have created blind spots where your situation is concerned. Perhaps you are investing in a situation that has not repaid you for some time, or it may be that you've given more than you have to offer and it's time to cut your losses. Consider this pause a blessing and take this moment to shift your perspective. Wow, that's powerful. When I looked up, it was 8:42. Again, I don't know who that's, you know what I mean? But they're being really specific about that, which is interesting because 842 comes out to the number 14, which also comes out to the number 5. So there's definitely a change and a transformation afoot, but there must be something missing. The fact that they're letting me shuffle tells me that we're gonna pull another card. Oh, and right when I said that, this one felt like it was stuck to my hand. Offerings. Number 24, which is also the number 6. Okay, and it says, I give to you my heart's intent wrapped in gratitude and thankfulness, devotion in exchange for your presence. Here I am gifting my essence. Okay, let's see what it has to say in the book. Ooh, that's, this has like a wire on it, so you can like use it on a Christmas tree. And I was just about to flip it, and they said, no, it's holding that up there perfectly. I'm like, oh, nice. I love when that happens. Oh, also, is it just me, or is the lighting like so perfect? It's like the way the candle's going, it almost feels like we're sitting like, I feel like we're in this scene right now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're in the scene, like we're like hanging out. And they were very specific about me pulling out anything that didn't belong. You know what I mean? They're just like, just a few things. And I was really drawn to the pine cones, and they said, yep, that and the candles, that's it. I'm like, okay. So it's kind of interesting. They're having me do this on the full moon, but maybe they're not going to have me put it out till Yule, because I do feel a very Yule vibe. It's very interesting. Okay, so number 24. FYI, oh, look at that. It's on page 85, which is also number 13. I literally was just going to say to you guys, this is like one of the witchiest decks I have. Like, this is a seriously witchy fucking deck. So I feel like who's ever drawn to this deck are really powerful light workers. I mean, I feel like anybody who comes to my channel is a pretty powerful light worker of some kind. But anyway, I felt like I needed to say that, because when I paused it and I was looking for the page under the like regular light, I saw there was like a picture of a witch on a broomstick. There were like 3 women together, like an outdoor, like, you know what I mean? Like, around a cauldron. So, I definitely feel for you reading 1, you guys are very, very, very witchy, very gifted healers, readers, divine, like loving beings. So the keywords are devotion, exchange, and balance. So I give to you my heart's intent, wrapped in gratitude and thankfulness, devotion in exchange for your presence. Here I am gifting my essence. They wanted me to read that again before we got to the other part. So I do what they ask me to do. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Do you finish what you start? Do you show your commitment through devotion to your craft and self-mastery? Offerings are an essential part of magic. They show your willingness to commit to your art through sacrificing something such as your time, money, or an idea you've held on to. All worthwhile things will require an offering of you, perhaps to charge, interesting, charge. And I felt like charge ahead, and then I saw like a credit card charge. That's interesting. Perhaps to change careers, you need to take classes to receive a certification. This is an offering of time and money, and may mean sacrificing your social life or time at home. To move to an exotic place will mean saying goodbye to your loved ones in favor of new experiences and adventures. Whatever you give up will be replaced by something bigger and more aligned with your soul. Offerings reminds you that you cannot take shortcuts on the journey to your desires. You must be willing to put in the work and do what is required of you to manifest your dreams. Remember that a novice never became a master overnight. Stay the course and learn your craft. Stay the course and learn your craft. That's crazy. They said it twice. This message is amplified for you if Forest has appeared in your spread. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I have to show you guys this. Did I not just say I saw a witch flying around, and I swear to God, I think it's Forest. Yep. Look at that. And because I saw that, I have got to at least read the keywords. Strength, patience, and grounding. Oh my gosh. Let me get in here. I feel like you need to hear this. Somebody needs to hear this. It is without question a place of mystery, whispers of power you've forgotten. Let thy strength crawl from beneath the ground and remind you, dear child, you are magic. 64 is also 10, and 2026 is a 10 year, and 65 is the angel number. I'm going to read it. It's time to dig deeper roots, find your sacred soul, and build a stronger foundation. Walk through any forest and you will see the ancient trees reaching high into the sky. But they didn't start off this way. Delicate roots had to dig deep into the earth to prepare these massive trees to stand tall for years to come. Even harsh winters and brutal storms couldn't bring them down. Forest guides you to build a stronger foundation and to remember that success takes time. Be consistent in your efforts. Gather your resources, plan, and reflect. Your goal is not something that can be achieved overnight, but is on the path to success. The Forest card represents long-term planning, but also lasting power and influence. Pulling this card is a positive sign that you will be recognized for your efforts and commitment. Furthermore, continue with what works. There's no need to take risks at this time. And remember, the first card told you to chill too, and not like they said to wait. And earlier I was pulled to work with my deck and my homemade deck, and I kept getting certain energies over and over again that I feel like are connected to this. So I feel like that's like another confirmation. Also, this was on the back of that page, but I feel like somebody needs this. So these are the trees of Yule. Balsam fir for progress, intuition, peace, and guardianship. Cedar for confidence, home protection, healing, and strength. Pine for new beginnings, grounding, cleansing, and success. Also lovely for house blessings and celebrations. Spruce for perseverance, clarity, and adaptability. And interesting, the next one is frost, which is divination and signs. So, you know, and I feel like it's going to be different for all of you. I know it seems a little ambiguous. I get it. Like, I understand. I really do. Because you're like, I came here. I feel like for some of you, you know exactly, like, you know. But I feel like for some of you, you may feel a little disappointed, like you didn't get more. Because I just asked if we could pull more cards. And they said, no, we're done. So I feel like the forest was kind of like an extra bonus, like to kind of like take you there. But for some of you, you know, it's kind of like they're showing me kind of like an avalanche, or you know what I mean? Like it's like one thing has to happen for another thing to happen for another thing to happen. And then once it does, it like it all goes. So when they were talking about the, you know, the big trees and that they had to build strong roots and things like that, I feel like for some of you, you're in this old energy where like you want instant gratification, and most likely because you're so witchy, you're probably most likely used to getting your way or getting what you want or getting things, you know, you're like, oh, I'm a great manifester. It's like, yes, but it's also because of your gifts. Like you've learned to manipulate your gifts to get what you want from other people. And you may be the nicest person in the world. I didn't even realize what I was doing until it was pointed out to me what I had been doing. And there were other people who were close to me who would say that to me. And I'm like, I'm just being myself. They're like, yeah, but that's the thing though. Like people will just do things for you. And I could hear the frustration, the resentment, but then I would also hear like the disappointment where they're just like, why do you like just let them do that for you? And it's interesting because earlier today I started watching that movie, He's Just Not That Into You. It was based on a book and then they made a movie, and I haven't finished it, but there's this scene where this woman starts to realize that she's not even realizing how much she's using her sexuality and like her looks and whatever to get what she wants. And it's a slippery slope when we start, because people are like, use it, if you don't use it, you lose it, or use it if you got it, like if you're beautiful, like why wouldn't you use those assets? But then you start to realize that, yeah, but it's part of manipulating, because the whole movie, as I'm watching it, it's like these games of like cat and mouse, but it's really just about insecurity and I mean all these things, and just just the intention of like men, right? Like they're like, that's how men think, like he's just not that into you. He's like, I'm telling you, if he doesn't do this or he doesn't do that, he's not going to call you again. He's not going to. And a lot of it translated to, if they can't sleep with you, whatever, they're not going to. But I also saw something recently, and now, take this for what it is. But I saw something recently. It was an interview actually with a woman who was probably somewhere in her 60s, maybe early 70s, and incredibly articulate and intelligent. And she said that she's been studying like patterns and behaviors for years. And she said, with what I've done in what I've, come in together in my studies, is that if a man has to work really hard to get to be with a woman and he falls for her first before the sex, he's more likely to stay with her and be with her. But if he gets together with her, sexually on the first date or within the first, few dates, and they start dating, he'll always like feel like, that old saying, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free kind of thing. But they're saying it's not even that they don't love them. It's just that they've done these studies where there's literally these chemicals that happen that men and women, they just release different, very different. And now this was based on heterosexual male and female, right? So obviously it's a very complex area for, so many of us. And it's not new. We've always had, transgender is new because there's never been surgeries to do that, but there were definitely men and women who cross-dressed over the years and, through other times and whatever. So none of that's new. The only new stuff is like the alterations, but in my experience anyway, and in my studies and my connections with spirit. But it was really interesting because I was like, that's so interesting, because almost every single one of my relationships was a one night stand that turned into a relationship. Or like the first 2 or 3 dates, like we had sex, or like we met and then like went on a date, and like we talked on the phone or whatever. And then when we went on a date, and the interesting thing is almost all of them were really long dates, like we'd go out for like lunch or something, and then it turned into like, this and that, and then a movie and then dinner, and then coming back to the house. And, and it's like, I remember I said to my one friend, I'm like, she's like, dude, she's like, why do you do that? And I'm like, well, we hung out for like, 12, 14 hours. I said, if some people go to dinner and go to a 2 or 3 hour date, I go, it's like we had 3 dates in one. So we just fell quicker. You know what I mean? I mean, it just, so it's interesting. But also they say that when you have sex, right, like it connects you and it bonds you to that person. So if you are already getting along and you're having things in common and then you connect with them, it's like there's a good chance that that's going to happen. I have no idea who this is for, but I just thought it was really interesting. And maybe this is something that you're going through right now with a relationship. You're like, should I stay or should I go? I feel like this is for at least one person. And I feel like that's what they're saying. Like, you're going to need to dig deeper, take more time away from, this person, and really get quiet and meditate, and do not talk to other people about it. That actually ends up really destroying relationships, is talking to your friends and family, because people are always going to give you advice from what they know. And even if they think they know you, it's from their observation of you. They're not you, and they're not this person you're in a relationship with. And just because we're talking about a heterosexual science experiment doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, whatever, this message could apply to you as well, right? So just insert your story, right? Like your significant other, whoever that is. So I feel like that is at least for one person. Let me see if there's anything else that's coming through. I'll even see if they want me to, sometimes they want me to pull more cards, but they have something else. No, I think that's it. We'll do a confirmation. Do we have any more messages for reading one? Nope, those are your messages, reading one. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm so glad, even though I'm under the weather, I'm so grateful, because when I did the group reading, which if they call me to, I'll put in the description box. Always check out the description box. I've got links to my Venmo, my PayPal, my Amazon wish list. And it's never, ever, ever expected, but always appreciated. Thank you if it's in your wheelhouse to do so. If not, remember, prayer is free. It's about the exchange of energy. And my email is there as well. If you'd like to work with me about getting some insight for the new year, feel free to reach out. I work on a sliding scale, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If we can't connect in person or on the phone, I also do recorded readings, and they're actually a lower rate, and it's the same thing. The only difference is you're not there, but like you can send me like your questions, or most of the time I say to people, do you want your questions first, or do you want to hear what Spirit has to say? And 90% of the people will want to hear what Spirit has to say. And then at the end, I'll always be like, oh, did we answer all your questions? Or like literally everyone. I'm like, perfect, because they know what you need to hear. They know what you need at this time. And the world is feeling a little upside down right now. So especially to our empaths and our sensitive, Spirit wants me to remind you to take everything right now with a grain of salt and cry when you need to cry and release when you need to release. But whatever this is, don't take it with you into the next year. I urge you to do something really powerful for yourself and work on you. Focus on you. Self-care was also something right before I started this reading that I got from Spirit. So, all right, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And again, there'll be more information in the description box for other readings if Spirit calls me, or if you're called to follow the links, go check them out. Sorry, it's late and I'm very tired, but I love you so much. And if this is the first time here, welcome, and welcome back to those of you who've been coming back. And for all of you that were here today, may you have a blessed holiday season, whatever you celebrate. I love you, Spirit loves you, and we'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, reading 2. Welcome to this full moon in Gemini. What do you need to release, let go of, and leave behind in 2025? And I just heard from Spirit, in order to live your best life in this new chapter in 2026. It's the year of the snake. It's about letting go. It's literally about shedding our skin so that we can be the better version of ourselves. And that's the energy that I'm getting from Spirit. So let's see what card you chose. Oh, the crone. Nice. Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn this heat down so I don't burn my hair. Hold on. Okay, number 8. The wisdom befriends the honor in which weaves within blood, a harrowing call from the depths of your sacredness. And 8, 8 is an infinity. And I just heard for some of you, I was enhanced that don't make something your story if it's not your story. But I do want to say, if you were drawn to reading 1, there may be some messages in there for you. So let's see what the book has to say. Okay. Oops. Okay. The crone. The keywords are wisdom, lessons, and honor. Interesting that it's on 48 and 49, because 48 is the number 12 and 49 is 13. And that's my birthday. So I'm like, I wonder if this is mine too. So we already read the card about the wisdom befriending the honor in which weaves within blood. What does that say? It's like I can't see it. Maybe they don't want me to read it again. It's like the letters are jumbled. Whenever that happens, I feel like there's a reason for it. So it says, the wisest among us are the ones who've lived and experienced life over many years. They're the ones who know where to look and how to see past illusions. They're the ones who greet us with warm eyes and tight hugs, who we know will love us no matter our faults. If you have a wise crone of a woman in your life, hold on to them dearly, for they have wisdom far beyond your years. Pulling crone is a sign to seek guidance from someone more experienced. Your situation may need another party to act as a mediator or to help you to see things from an unbiased point of view. It is likely to be a woman or someone with a womanly quality who will help you. This person can be a family member, but may also be someone who is not related but feels like a mother, grandmother, or sister. Just remember, wisdom deserves respect and humility. When seeking knowledge, be willing to consider that you're seeking help because you do not know all of the answers. Wow, that's powerful. It's interesting. At the end of reading 1, I was talking about that in the description box. I always put links to ways to contribute, gift for these readings. And always remind people that prayer is free, but also that my email address is in there if you'd like to work with me one-on-one. They had me pause for a minute, and it was 2931, which 31 is 13 backwards and 29 is number 11. So yeah, you guys are really powerful. Anyway, yes, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, this isn't a setup, but I just heard from Spirit for real. Like if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, or if you'd like a recorded reading, I do work on a sliding scale. So, you know, my rate is 100 an hour, but that, you know, let's put it this way. I'm a telepathic medium. I know if you're lying to me, if you have money, you know what I mean? Spirit will just tell me not to read. I've had people that are like, why won't you read for me? You know, you said it was, I could do, all I can afford is $30. I'm like, I don't know. I just must not be the right person for you. And then like later on, sometimes, you know, Spirit would say, oh, they have the money. They just don't want to, they'd rather spend it on themselves than you. They'd rather cheat you. And that's, you know, they're not ready. They're not ready to work with you. You know what I mean? So like, it's all good. It's all good. And there are people who, I had this one person I read for, I don't know how many years ago. And she was like, I'll get you, you know, next time or whatever. And I was like, okay, no worries. And I'd known her for a long time. And I hadn't talked to her in like years. And we found each other through social media. And she like was like hysterically like crying. She was like, I feel awful. I never gave you money, and I never, she's like, and then I was so ashamed. And then time went by, and then you changed your number. And I was like, dude, it's fine. And I was like, but the fact that it had drove them crazy forever, I'm like, that was your karma for that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was interesting. So like everything really does, what goes around comes around, and everything you put out comes back to you tenfold. So, you know, we can get trapped in our own prison, in our own mind. So maybe that's what you need to release and let go of is, you know, maybe if you are in the book where they spoke of that you're younger, but you're seeking out, you know, a crone, you know, maybe this is for them to tell you that like, that will be you. You know what I mean? Like, just remember that eventually that will be you. If you found yourself in this reading, no matter how old you are, you know, you came here for a reason, but you will too one day be, you know, the crone if you're not already. You know, it reminds me of that the first Sex in the City movie, and Carrie and Jennifer Hudson is Carrie's assistant, and they meet up for drinks, and long story short, Carrie says something like the 20s are for this, the 30s are for that, you know, whatever. And she's like, the 40s are for buying the drinks or whatever. Meaning like, you know, we all go through our stages, but you get to a certain point and she's like, you know, now I'm, you know, before I needed help or I needed whatever, she's like, now I'm giving it back. That's basically what she was saying. And so this could be also, you know, to leave behind things that no longer serve who you are. You know, also I'm hearing like if you hold too tightly to money, or if you hold too tightly to things and you don't let things flow, there's something with that too, because you have to remember that energy, it just keeps going. Energy is always constant, always moving, you know. So I don't know who that's for. Okay, let's see. Do we have any more messages? I feel like this is one of those readings where I feel like it's like more than one reading in a reading, if that makes sense. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, beautiful. So interesting, because that was the crone, but right when I saw this, I saw a stag, but it's reindeer medicine. Oh, which reminds me, if you guys don't know FREEE of the North, check the description box. I'll have Spirit, or Spirit just said we'll have you, you need to go to her channel. She's really powerful. She's such an old school witch, and she runs a reindeer farm. That's what made me think of her. She runs a reindeer farm with her partner. Anyway, number 28, which could also be significant, and 28 is also the number 10. But I feel like, oh, and you had, and the crone was 8. Interesting. Okay, so this says, journey into the depths of your soul, an awakening of sights revealed. It is time for no time at all, for all is presently here. Oh, are you having a difficulty living in the future? Or maybe you're thinking like you've got all the time in the world, and they're like, yeah, I thought that too. I mean, you know, how many times my mom would say to me, you know, oh, it goes by so fast. If you only knew how fast it goes by. Like she'd say certain things like that, you know? And I've been talking to my mom a lot because for some reason this Christmas is just hitting me harder than normal. And I just have this really strong feeling I'm going to be, you know, spending Christmas by myself. And so I've been gearing up for it. It's not my first time. I'm, you know, by the time Christmas comes, I'll be 54 because my birthday's a week from Saturday. So, you know, I just started to like look at all of these things about just how fast things go and how precious time is, and that time is actually the biggest gift we have here. Not the man-made time on a clock, like, you know, you have to be here between this time. I'm talking about just like time, you know? The only thing we know for sure as of now, right, is that the sun will shine, the moon will come out. The sun will shine, the moon will come out. Or the moon, you know, you won't see the moon, right? Because of the way of the sun. And that's why we have the new moon. And right now it's the full moon and it's illuminated. And it's so interesting to me that this is the third supermoon and this is the third full moon in a row that the weather was so crappy that I couldn't see the moon for days. And I was really bummed about that because I was like, you know, I'm a Sagittarius, you know, and it's the Scorpio moon. My moon's in Scorpio. So I was really excited to like see some awesome moon action. And it's just been like just pouring rain and just crappy weather and just no moon. So, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent about that, but I definitely feel I don't know if I said it already. I know I said it in reading one, but, I got sick again. I don't know what's going on. I was sick right before Thanksgiving, and then I thought I fought it, and I thought I pushed it out, and I was feeling better. And then Sunday, I went to the laundromat, and I went shopping, and I was just out and about all day, and it was busy everywhere I went. And I don't know, I just woke up yesterday, and I felt really tired and run down. And this morning I woke up, and I was like, oh no. You know, where you felt nauseous, my throat hurt. I'm like, motherfucker. I was so mad. So I apologize. And it's really late here. So anyway, so I apologize. But I think you guys know where I'm going with that. Okay, so let's see if it comes back around, whatever I was saying, it'll come back around. But let's see what the reindeer medicine has to say. Also, it always kind of throws me off a little bit when it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes I can tell that a reading is my reading too, or at least there's some like little morsels in there. And this one is really difficult for me because it was already feeling like, you know, my reading. And then when I saw reindeer medicine, I was like, oh my gosh, number 28, that's my partner's birthday. Is the 28th. So not this month, but like, anyway. So, and then I just think the card looks very masculine to me, you know, so I apologize if I'm feeling a little, I didn't want to really share much of my story, but I had my own little breakthroughs that kind of really inspired this reading. And so this one's kind of hard for me so I apologize if I'm getting a little emotional. You guys know I just say it like it is. Also, I apologize for my nails. This was a last minute thing and I just wanted to get it done and not wait to give myself a manicure. Okay, so here we go. Inner strength, journeys, and fighting for your dreams. Journey into the depths of your soul. Oh gosh, this is really hard. An awakening of sights revealed. It is time for no time at all, for all is presently here. Which is interesting because it's on 94 and 95, and 94 is also the number 13, and 95, which comes out to the number 4, and 95 comes down to the number 5. So we're in a 9-year, if you added it together, it would be a 9, which is cool too, because see how it's a 9 and then 4 and then 9 and a 5. And if you add 4 and 5, it's 9. So there's something with that as well. Okay. Reindeer are hardy and majestic creatures. Unlike other animals, they are the only ones who keep their antlers all year long, carrying them like crowns atop their heads. They've earned the right to feel like kings, but as the saying goes, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Reindeer make long migrations every year through the harsh conditions of the tundra. They face challenge after challenge, yet they prevail and even make friends along the way. Reindeer are known to be openly cheery and often form relationships with humans despite the challenging conditions in which they live. Reindeer medicine asks you, what responsibilities are you willing to endure in the pursuit of your dreams? Goals take work, even with the cosmic forces behind you. You will still face challenges on your soul's path, no matter how aligned you are with your spirit. Reindeer medicine has come to your spread to tell you to not give up. The challenges you're facing now teach you how to be stronger and more resourceful and to find ways to face your fears. Hold on, I gotta get to the second page. I was sitting in a weird way and I couldn't just do it. I didn't want to burn myself on the candle. Okay. All right. And it says, rather than running from them, stay the course, for you are on the path towards success. You may not see it now with harsh conditions in your way, but you're so close to what you seek. This message is amplified if you have also pulled candle magic. So far, we haven't. So let's see if there's any more cards. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a representation of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So this may not even be about relationships. This just could be, you know, what's going on within, like, internally with you. I have to drink a lot of water because it hurts to talk. And of course, you know, in the last few months, I was like really like purging stuff, and I threw away, I had all of these natural cough drops. And I was like, dude, I haven't been sick in like 3 years. I'm like, if they're organic, I was just like, nah, I'm just going to throw them away. And now I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I don't have anything in this house that I don't have anything that's like a lozenge or candy or anything like that. So anyway, ooh, do we have any more cards for reading 2? Okay. Do we have any more messages or downloads for reading 2? Okay, is that it? Okay, reading 2. I hope these messages helped you in any way. And again, if you would like to work with me, magicalmedium@gmail.com. It's in the description box. You just can highlight it and copy it and put it into your browser or into your Gmail or whatever account you have, and reach out, because I do work on a sliding scale. And if you live somewhere in the world, or even if you don't, you know, speak English, that's okay, because we can always do, you know, one of those things where I can upload it to my YouTube channel and put it on a private link. And now they have the translator things on YouTube, so you could even, it would be translated for you, which is actually kind of cool if you think of it that way. But it'd be a private link because it's your reading and no one would have access to it. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I wish I had more to give you. I'm just so tired, but I just felt like other people needed this. I had a huge breakthrough myself, and I just was like, I feel like I needed to hear what I needed to hear, because I'm like, I don't want to bring this in. Like I said, my birthday's a week from Saturday, and I was like, I don't want to spend another birthday of my life feeling ungrounded and unsure of where I'm going. I'm like, I no longer am going to like wait for someone else. You know what I mean? I need to move forward. But it's kind of interesting, because when they were saying in the card, like, you have to do the work to pursue your dreams, it really is true. It really is true. So even just a little bit each day, you know, and if you're not sure what your path and your purpose and your dreams are, reach out to me and we'll figure it out. All right. I love you guys. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, reading 3. Welcome to your full moon in Gemini, the last full moon of 2025, and a super moon to boot. So what is it that you need to release, let go of, and leave behind in 2025? Let's see. What card did you choose? Ooh, interesting. When I pulled it, it was upside down, but I put it right side up. But look at that, squirrel medicine. Okay, so squirrel medicine's really powerful. Also, I feel like I want to switch candles because this one feels like it's a little bit brighter. Okay. How cute. How cute is that? Squirrel medicine. And that is number 35, which is also the number 8. So if you were drawn to reading 2, you might want to check it out, because there was an 8 and their first card out the gate. It says, pitter patter, plan ahead, keep silent your path's desire. No eyes or ears shall see you coming, a well-deserved reveal. Okay, so for some of you, you need to relinquish control of the situation. I feel like, also I'm hearing for some of you, you're so close to your miracle. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. But what you need to relinquish is who gives a shit. You're not doing it for your ma, your pa, your sister, your brother, your friend, your family, your boss, your significant other. You're doing it for you. Whatever this accomplishment is, if you are doing this to try and get some response from it, you're doing it for the wrong reason. But I feel like whatever you're doing, you do love it. But I feel like you like want to show people, or you want to tell people, or you want to be like, oh my gosh, oh my God. And they're like, zip it, zip it, zip it, zip it. Leave behind what I'm getting from Spirit right out the gate. And I didn't get this from the other two. They were a little, not ambiguous, but they definitely like had like open to interpretation more. And a lot of times I would like go more into it, but they didn't have me elaborate. So, but with you guys, I do feel like there's definitely this like the people pleasing needs to stay behind in 2025. No more. No more. You know, I mean, I hear stories all the time. Still to this day, so many of us, we have, you know, that person or that situation or that thing that is still, you know, we're still trying to keep it going, or we're still trying to make people happy, or we're still, you know, we don't want to rock the boat, so to speak. But I'm hearing from Spirit, nope, sometimes you got to rock the boat. I just heard that. They literally just said sometimes you do have to rock the boat. So I don't know who that's for, but let's get to your card. Also, it opened to this, so I'll be curious to see if you end up pulling this card, but it was kind of interesting. Okay, so here it is. Squirrel medicine. Move this candle over a little bit. Okay. So, planning, secrets, and trust. And it's just the words on the card again. It sounds like I said cardigan. Get it? Card again. Okay. So this says, squirrels are always preparing for a hard winter season. They are continually gathering nuts, seeds, and berries to store in hollow trees or small crevices to come back to when they need it. Sometimes they hide their treasures so well that they can't even find them later on. I just heard they can't find them themselves. But this never bothers them, and they continue to be more prepared than is necessary. Whatever seeds they missed will grow into plants, further contributing to the cycle of life. Squirrel medicine guides you to get prepared to welcome your intentions into your life. Yes, the universe will do most of the heavy lifting, but you have to do your part as well by being ready to receive opportunities when they come knocking. That can mean enrolling in that class or have your 2-minute pitch ready to go. Manifestation is really preparation that meets divine opportunity, and it's better to be over-prepared than missing out because you didn't prepare at all. Energy is never wasted, and you will never know when all of your hard work will come in handy. It's also on page 112, and you know, if you add that together, that's number 4, and that's about balance. So maybe you need to get some balance back into your life. Also, let me tell you something. It's so true. I learned that lesson. I wanted to be a singer so bad. And I learned early on when I was in high school, I was in drama and choir and all that. But they did tell us that. They're like, you should always make sure that you have a monologue. Like if, you know, whether you're an all around actor, like comedy, drama, whatever, or if you're just a dramatic actor, they're like, always have something prepared. And you should always have, if you're, you know, going to do a musical or, you know, whatever, a song. And that happened to me once. I was so laser focused on getting this audition that I only worked on my one song. And I didn't even consider that I would, need another one or whatever. Get to the audition, for whatever reason, their machine ate my tape. Now, this is like the 80s, right? But their machine ate my tape, and he's like, can you sing a cappella? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. But I like kind of freaked out and froze because it was such a big audition. And it was really intimidating and scary. It was like one of the first like real serious auditions I ever did. And I literally choked. I choked. And then I was walking out, and this one guy goes, "Hey, there's got to be something that you know the words," because he was like, "Give us something else." And I was like, I don't. It's like my mind went blank. I got freaked out. Because I was prepared. I was so prepared that I was not prepared at all. Do you know what I mean? Because I just focused on that one song, and I had it perfect, and everything was good. I knew when to hit, yeah. But when I was leaving, this guy said, "Come on." He's like, "You got to know, like, how about like take me out to the ball game?" He's like, "You got to know something." And I go, "Oh." And he's like, "What? Just sing it. Just sing it." He go, and the like the big boss was kind of looking, and he's like, "Time's ticking." He goes, "You got 3 fucking seconds." And I was like, "Huh." And I just started singing the national anthem. And that saved my ass. That guy saved my ass. And then at the end they were like clapping, and the one guy goes, "Play the ball," like but it's like you never know, like, so it's so good to be prepared. And if you're somebody who is in the arts, because that's what I got, I feel like maybe it's some of you, like, you want to do this one thing, or you're, whatever. And they're like, but you better be prepared, be prepared for the unknown is kind of what I'm getting from spirit. And that's what the squirrel medicine is saying too. Just be prepared for the unknown, whether that's stocking up energy. Oh my gosh. I was shuffling, and this one literally like came out like sideways like that. Ooh, girl. This is a serious card. Remembering. Number 29. And it says, "Oh, how thy glimpse glimmer in the darkest of sights, never forgotten, never still, yet pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night." These are always so interesting because they're so witchy, and, it's like the wording's like from another time, That's what it always feels like to me when I read these. I feel like I'm in another time. Speaking of, I don't know who this is for, but YouTube has a lot of really cool, interesting free movies this month. But the Little Women is free, but it's the one with Susan Sarandon and Winona Ryder. And anyway, I feel like that's for somebody. If you're looking, maybe that makes you think of Christmas or the holidays or whatever. But I feel like that was for somebody. A little shout out. Hold on. Okay. So the keywords are, let me zoom in here. Reflection, inner knowing, and realignment. Oh, how thy glimpse glimmer in the darkest of sights, never forgotten, never still, yet pacing in the mind in the twilight of the night. I feel like some of you are like really stuck in the past. You're trying to hold on to these family and friends and people. It's like, I got this today too. That's why I'm doing this reading, you guys. And I didn't know if I was going to get personal, but I feel like reading 3 or the last readings always like really intense people like myself. But I realized that I've been trying so hard to hold space for all these people around me. And I'm like, I don't belong here. Like, I'm not meant to be in this situation. I'm not meant to be, you know what I mean? Like I love my partner so much, but I was like, I need to move on. And if he's not ready, I need to move on without him, And it hurts. I understand. But like, And a lot of you guys know my regulars, like the all-stars. I mean, I haven't seen or talked to my family in years, and my mom, who was my best friend for most of my life, died last year, and I didn't even talk to her for 3 years before she died, and she died. And I think about it every day, even though she keeps telling me, like, from the other side, like, I had to do what I had to do. I still can't help it, right? Because look at from childhood, because that shit sticks with you. It says, remembering invites you to think back to happier days and be reminded of what it was like to feel free and at ease. It's common to lose the feeling of wonder from childhood as we grow into adults. You build lives and fill your days with responsibilities, but the child that lives within you holds the key to your most authentic self. This is the part of you that leaps without fear and isn't jaded by social conditioning. Remember the inner child, for they are waiting for you to permit yourself to play. You have pulled remembering to remind you to have fun and to remember the little joys of life. Have you been too serious lately? Have you forgotten what it's like to make time to play and be silly? Life is hard. There's no denying that. But children can often see things with clear eyes because the harshness of life has not weighed them down. You are guided to connect with the part of you that remains innocent, knows how to be present in the moment, and can see things with pure optimism and joy. Also, 98, we started with a number 8, and we're in a 9-year, and I feel like they're saying, like, in order for you to gain that 8 energy of infinity in connecting to your true soul, you need to leave it behind in this 9-year of 2025. Like, have fun, be playful. Have you ever watched squirrels? They are silly. They fuck with people. They're so funny. They're so smart. They're so savvy. Work with the squirrel spirit medicine. It's not just about stowing stuff away. They have a lot of other characteristics and really powerful spirit medicine. Look up the native spirit medicine for Native American spirit medicine for the squirrel as well. Let me see. Do we want to pull any more cards, Spirit? I feel you. My whole body is a chill right now. Like, I feel your ancestors. There may be some ancestors that want to come through. I'm open to that, Spirit. If it's healthy for my body to take that on, I'm open to it. By the way, when I started these, all you have to say is I accept the healing energy with grace and gratitude. But I did call in like Reiki and the healing energies from the universe before I started this, especially if you're under the weather like I am, or you're fighting something. I hardly, like, literally, I don't think I'd been sick in like 3 years, and then I got sick 2 weeks ago, and then I just got sick again. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what is going on? But I feel like it's because our bodies are like, they're like talking to us. They're telling us, they're saying, like, I'm missing something. My immune system is low. Like, why is my immune system low? Probably because I'm running myself ragged. I've been running myself ragged for over, actually it's been years, especially with Baba, my familiar. She started getting sick, a year and a half ago. And it's coming up at the end of January that she'll be gone a year, which I can't even fucking believe that. And then my partner and I have been separated for a year and a half, and I feel like I've been on autopilot, and now I'm just starting to wake up, and I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't belong here. I don't want to be here. Like, I need to be around people. I'm like, I feel like all these years I needed to be away from people, and now I'm getting this vibe like I need to be closer to people. And maybe they're trying to warn me too, like, not warn like in a negative, but like, you know, keep your immune system strong so that when you're around other people, you're not going to pick up their stuff, right? So obviously, if we're getting ill or something's happening, it's because our bodies are run down. So take good care of yourself, drink lots of water, eat as many healthy whole foods as you can. Cooking and baking at home. I know it's this time of year where we're going to be eating food from other people's houses and all that kind of stuff, and gatherings, but just be mindful, just be mindful of like what you're taking in. I had a friend once, every time we'd have parties, like, and we'd go to different people's houses, same group of friends, whatever, they never really ate. And I'd be like, how come you don't really eat anything? And they're like, oh, I'm so sensitive. Like, I have to be really careful, like, what I eat. And so I just eat before I go. And then, if it's like a package something and I know what's in it, and I'm like, why don't you just ask people what's in it? They're like, oh, I don't want to be rude about it, because what if you know, they're offended because I can't eat it. I'm like, oh my gosh, again, people pleasing, right? Instead of just enjoying themselves, which by the way, this picture, this image is so pretty. I feel like I want to take a screenshot of it. Okay, they're still shuffling, so that means that they have another message. Okay, do we have any more messages for reading 3 right now, Spirit? Any more messages? This one, I feel like this one wants to come out. No, maybe not. There's also, I'm hearing the name Todd. It just came out of nowhere. And then I heard Kendra. So somebody, I was going to say, there's definitely some channeling coming through. What they're remembering, it made me think of the ancestors. And I said, as long as it doesn't drain me, and they backed off. But so I don't know if Todd or Kendra means anything to anybody. Feel free to comment below. But they really, they backed off. So I think they just wanted to be heard and seen. Okay. Well, you are heard and you are seen, and we love you. And thanks for stopping by. Oh, trust. Oh, frost. I thought it said, you guys, I swear on all that's holy, I saw trust. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe you guys don't trust yourselves. Maybe you don't trust others. That's interesting. So frost, number 16. Ice cold melting in time, a frozen glance at what lies behind, what lies ahead, what lies within, and the chilling frost of thy undead. Oh, that candle. That's so powerful. Hold on, I'm going to go get the book. Also, if any of you were drawn to readings 1 and 2, I mean, untold, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, we spoke of the trees of Yule, and Yule is just around the corner on the 21st. Winter solstice is also the first day of Yule. Or is it the 20th? No, it's got to be winter solstice, right? Because it goes for 10 nights. Wow, I'm really tired. That I'm like, that doesn't automatically come through for me right now. Okay, so frost, the key words are divination and signs. Ice cold melting in time, a frozen glance at what lies behind, what lies ahead, what lies within, and the chilling frost of thy undead. Oh, it's on page 67. That's another thing too. I think it was reading 1. Yeah, because it was 6 minutes and 7 seconds. Number 67 came up and they were talking about the witches. So if you're drawn to reading 1, go check it out. Okay. It says, winter offers a multitude of ways to practice divination. Puddles, frozen lakes, and icicles are excellent surfaces for scrying and finding answers to your most burning questions. However, frost isn't the only place to look for signs. There are subtle clues everywhere for those who are in time with the universe. Frost has come to your spread to let you know that the signs you've been looking for are all around you. You are guided to have more awareness and to trust in your ability to read signs. Everyone is capable of being guided by the inner spirit, but you block these capabilities when you doubt little pings of wisdom that occur. If you see a butterfly and believe it to be a sign, then it is. The same goes for colors or words you hear throughout the day. Don't discredit yourself by ignoring things that feel like a confirmation to you. They may seem silly to others, and that's okay. You're an illuminated soul and are guided by a force that transcends a lack of faith. That's right. And look at gatherings is on the other side. So, yeah, don't let other people like tell you who you are. I kind of got that vibe from the beginning of this, you guys. I really do feel, I don't know if I'm just warming up and finally like kind of calming down, but I definitely feel like you guys are, you know what you have to do. You know who you have to let go of. You know you have to say goodbye to. You know what's interesting is I've had several conversations with many of you guys over the last year, you know, personally through different exchanges. And every single one of you have told me a story of either a special occasion or, you know, family gathering or something where you were really disheartened or upset by things that your family did or said, or like they like ruined, you know, the day or whatever. And I'm like, I have been saying this for years. I'm like, if that is the case, you have got to eliminate them from your life. It's just going to keep going like that. It's not like that you're strong, like you're like, oh, I can handle it. Like I can be a fifth dimensional light worker, energy individual, and still have my, insert your story here of people, person, whatever, even though they don't believe in anything I believe in, even though it's like I love you, but you're delusional. You're living in a delusion. And I say this with all love and as much respect as I can because, and that's not easy for me to say. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's been the same for me too. And that's what they're trying to say. We have to leave that behind. We have to let it go. We have to make the big decisions now. We have to make the big choices. You didn't come here to fucking make sure that your parents and your kids and your friends and your boss, like, it's not your job to make them happy. And it's definitely not your job to make them like you or understand you. It is not your job. And it is not like you, like, oh, it's like trying to keep the peace, being the nice person. It's the people pleasing. It's like a fucking disease. And a lot of us were raised that way. If you're raised in guilt and you're raised in shame and you're raised in certain, insert your story here, but if you're raised that way, it's just wiring and programming. And if you keep allowing it to happen, then it will keep happening. I mean, I watched over and over these patterns with my family that I was just like, it was killing me. I remember like my mom watched me one by one let people go. And I remember saying to my partner, as I was taking my mom to the airport, as her back was to me and she was rushing to get in, I just off the cuff said, do you think I'll have to eventually stop talking to my mom? And he's like, yes. I'm like, holy shit. And my heart, I wanted to run out of the car. He luckily had to go to a job because otherwise, like, it wouldn't have. And then the interesting thing was when we dropped my mom off at the airport, I used to travel at that time all the time. And I used to say, if I could get up this early all the time, I would always travel this early because the lines were always, really open for security. Well, long story short, my mom almost missed her flight. She was stressed the whole fucking time. She wanted to go earlier. I assured her it was going to be fine. And they also confiscated some stuff that we ended up having to, like, I got her this vintage ketchup bottle thing, whatever, that she like wanted so bad. And but they had filled it with ketchup and they told my mom she either had to like leave it or dump it out. And she was so freaked out about like missing her flight. And long story short, when she was on her layover, I called and I was like, how did it go? Whatever. And she just fucking went off on me. She went off on me. And as upsetting as it was, in a weird way, I was so glad because I felt sick. Why didn't I go hug her one more time? Why didn't I, you know what I mean? Because I knew it. I kind of knew it. I knew it. I felt it. I knew it, but I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that was the case. And it was one of the hardest things to this day. I mean, that's why I've been so emotional for weeks. I've been, just thinking about so many things. And same with my partner. Like, as of this moment, he doesn't even realize that, like, the gauntlet is, I've already made certain decisions that I need to do for myself. And I've tried to be patient and I've, been listening to spirit, whatever, but then I got these signs today and then spirit led me to this reading. And I hadn't really watched any readings in a minute and I was starting to get like, come on, I'm like, I need something. Whenever I get to that kind of like, I'm not desperate, but I'm just like, all right, can we just like have a sit down and have a conversation? And like spirit tell me, and everything that the reader said was everything I already knew. I just needed to hear it. And maybe this is, she gave me the tough love and now I'm giving you the tough love. You got to leave it. You got to leave it. You got to remember that we will see these people again, that when they cross over, they will understand, and they may not understand now, but they will understand. And something my mom pointed out to me that was really important, and it's starting to make me emotional, but my mom's like, because there's been times where I'm like, why would I choose these people? Why would I choose this family? But then over time, I realized I needed it because they helped me in so many ways, and we helped each other, and it was really good. But what upset me about my mom was she said, I'm like trying to say this without crying. I need some water. Hold on. She said, I chose you because I knew you could do it. For whatever reason, in my mom's next life, and in this one, she needed to die without saying goodbye to me. I gave her so many chances. It reminds me of that Taylor Swift song with Bon Iver. Oh, gosh, I forget the name of it right now, but she's like, and she's like, I gave, so many signs. And now I'm leaving out the side door, right? Like, it's hard. I know it's hard. I know. I'd never ask you to do something I haven't done first. You know what you have to do. And if you're drained and you're tired and you're feeling like things aren't right, it's because they're not. And you need to get off the hamster wheel. And 2026 is going to be a whole brand new year. And this is the year of the snake. We have just a little over 2 months before we go into the year of the horse, the fire horse. It's time to burn all that shit away. But it also represents freedom. The horse represents freedom. You deserve to be free. You shouldn't have to be enshrouded, living in these memories and remembrance, living like the squirrel, like, you have to do this. Oh my God, constantly concerned. And I feel like the frost is going to be that time for you to like really go inward and sit with spirit and sit with yourself, release and let go. I know our Southern Hemisphere family, it's, coming up on summer solstice for you. It's winter for us. So in the Northern Hemisphere. So either way, whether you're going into summer or going into winter in the next few weeks, it's still a time to go inward and release and let go of the past, because it's not helping you. It's holding you back. And I got the same message, and I had a feeling this was going to, I knew at least one of the readings was going to be like this. So just know that it's not easy for me to say this to you or ask this of you, because I know how hard it is. I did say goodbye to my mom. She just didn't want to hear it. I told her she had to accept me for who I was, and that I wasn't going to keep hiding who I was to make her feel better, and that this wasn't a phase. Listen to that. It's really late here too. So I apologize for the emotional, but I feel like some of you need to hear that. And I come from a really, really big family. I don't talk to one of them. And it's been years now. And when my mom said that, so think about that. You're the lineage breaker. If you're here, like, you're the one to like change. You're the one that's going to make the changes in your family. You're the one that's going to say, no, I'm not going to be like that anymore. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. No, I'm not going to get smaller to make you feel bigger. 2026 is going to be a big year. And then 2027 is 11. It's an 11 year. So it's going to be even more powerful. It's going to be the year of the angels. So I guarantee you, a year from now, we're going to be talking about how magical, but also, the year of the horse it's not for the faint of heart. This is, we're stepping into our warrior now. We're stepping full on. Like, we are already in like our path. And at this point, we are all at the point where we need to be doing our path and our purpose in this lifetime. Or at least working towards it. Because we need you now. Okay, Spirit. Are there any more messages for reading 3? I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. So I was like just saying to them, like, oh my gosh, I'm like, what is going on? Because, you know, my moon's in Scorpio. It's a full moon. I was born on a Monday, moon day. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, triple Sag, like, I'm in it. You know what I mean? Like, I am in it. December 4th, like, I'm in it. But also, I think it's just because laughter through tears is my favorite emotion. No, seriously. Dolly Parton's got to stop getting sick because I'm not ready for her to go yet. Oh, it's from Steel Magnolias. That's what she says. Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion. It's mine too, because it is. It's like it's like that sadness, and then the rush of like the joy comes in, and just know that there's going to be sadness. It's not going to be easy. But we didn't come here to play small, and we didn't come here to do the easy work. We came here to do the hard work. Stop forgetting that you're a light being having a human experience. You're not human. You're having a human experience, but you're so much bigger and so much greater than that. And you have to remember that your blood and bone will always be your blood and bone, but they are not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are family. We are all connected. We're soul family, but you know what I'm saying? Just remember that you're a child of the divine, you're a child of the light. And I know you want to like be with these people and you want to keep them in your life, and you know, but not everybody can. And it doesn't mean like that you're stronger or whatever. No, it just means that you're just torturing yourself more. Let it go. Leave it in 2025. I love you. All of my information's in the description box. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, magicalmedium@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to contribute, I've got PayPal, Venmo, my Amazon wish list. And remember that prayer is free. It's all about the exchange of energy. I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Have a beautiful, blessed holiday season. I'm sure we'll talk again before then, but I feel like I said, I feel like this is a big one. This was a big one for all of us. All right, I love you. We'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. I just said that again. I love you. Have a blessed day. Blessed night, or whatever you are, wherever you are. I love you. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.